ZBrush on Obi-Wan, who was hiding out on Tatooine. So yeah, I want to make a larger version of this and clean it up and do a nice print of it eventually. And I'll probably shoot over to Acme Archives so they can sell it. These are Gordon Freeman. This is older too. Like, I think I cleaned this up a little bit. I don't know. Anyways, he's in the somewhere in the ice, running away from some oh shit, what are they called? Striders. Striders. Been a while. He's a sculpt for Vader. I was doing some crazy detail work on his outfit, like plasticky stuff there. There's a bunch of stuff in this folder. What the hell? It's an Asajj Ventress that I was starting. I never actually finished it. It was just for fun. This is a heavy that I concepted for Team Fortress. This is a heavy as a robot. And then a whole bunch of different facial expressions and special effects that could be applied to the different things that happen during the game for him. So when he's like stunned, or when he taunts, or when he shoots with the open mouth, or if the heavy himself is wearing the helmet with the mouth open and closed. And when he's speaking, we have like little radar things going on. And when he's stunned, we had actually that was stunned when he's sleeping over there with the beeping red light. And this is when when he dies. You know, his eyes go out and black smoke comes out of his mouth and his eyes. And over there, I was coming up with different events for when you had an ultra for like your bar filled up for him, and any other player could jump on his back and use him as a turret, and his mouth would shoot this crazy beam out of it. So you start doing combos, kind of like the Simpsons arcade did. You could combo up with 2 players. That's what I was going with it. But yeah, it's my heavy butt. Anyways, let's get back to Dota sculpting. Whoops. Wrong brush. Very different kind of work that we do here with 4 Dota as opposed to the other stuff. No doubt. A lot more stylized and a lot more low poly stuff going on over here. You have to sculpt kind of like, you have to sculpt large details so that they read from a distance, and a lot of different things to learn. Still learning. Just like anything else. Crazy boy. What's up, Herd? Yeah, chill for a bit, but we gotta finish this coat. We can call it a stream, so that then tomorrow we can start working on the durag. And I don't think the durag's gonna take us that long, so we'll probably do the durag, and maybe we start doing the Demon's Edge dagger, or we can jump onto the wheel, or I don't know. We can wing it. I wasn't sure what I was gonna finish tonight, so yeah, this is going all right. Oh crap. Wrong way, man. There you go. Polygons down here either. Okay. We don't need them. That's all that stuff's gonna be off of. I wouldn't redesign Vader, it's just an iconical look. No, I mean, I wouldn't redesign him, of course, but what I mean by the making a different version of Vader is like just an older version of him how he came back, you know, like maybe he couldn't find his entire outfit. Maybe part of it's ripped up and maybe he kind of like added some parts to it to make it whole again, you know, keeping the same silhouette and all those things, but a little bit different because, you know, it wouldn't be exactly the same, you know, he would be coming back from being dead, from being a blue ghosty, right? So maybe he found the dark side while being a blue ghostly still, and was able to bring himself back, and you know, that dark side maybe got emphasized and it grew stronger because that's the only way he could bring himself back, right? And maybe he brings back Padme at the same time, and it's just like they're engulfed with the dark side even stronger, more than even before. So I think that would change his appearance a little bit. Anyways, that's what I would do if I brought Vader back. So I don't know if they're gonna do it. I think they should. I think that'll be freaking fantastic storyline, because that's what he was trying to do the entire time, right? When he was turning to the dark side, is learn how to bring people back from the dead, maybe including himself. That would be tight. I could talk Star Wars all day, man. Don't get me going.
If you're ready, we'll maneuver.
A road. Leaked. Right. Oh, you're welcome, Putt. No worries. Simpsons Arcade? Yeah, isn't it? Isn't that cool, man? I love that Simpsons Arcade. I might buy it whenever I move to a new house. I'll probably find that arcade and buy it from somebody. What's up, Kier? The party starting? What kind of party we got going on, dude? You are legitly bored. Well, hopefully you're in the right place to kill that man. I see some sculpting being done to the skeletal character for Dota 2. The low poly looks a little like this. So right now we're doing all the detail that we're gonna bang into the coat. And I think we have plenty of detail now, so we should really just clean it up a little bit. Get rid of some of the areas that look a little too busy. Which, I mean, most of it looks busy because all this stuff down here is all crazy pixelated, but imagine all this stuff is actually not even here. Here, I'll use this mask to kind of darken it a little bit. Let's be able to see more of the part that will show up. I don't know if that helped a little bit, but this is all gonna be alpha stuff. Whoops. Alpha, 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 alpha. It also is gonna help so you can see skeletal legs a little bit more, which is important to us. There we go. Whoops. Oh, take out the symmetry. Oh my god. Right? It kind of cleans it up quite a bit. You don't see all the crazy detail there, so it's gonna read a lot better when we get the texture and the alphas on there and everything. Nice and decrepit coat. And then we'll paint a nice gradient on it from top to bottom, and then this will also have alphas on it, so it won't look this busy. A lot better, yeah? Oh, shit's hitting. Okay, hold on. What's hitting? What the hell? Oh, right. Okay. There you go. Save our work. I don't want to lose all that crap. This kind of shows up a little bit better just because it's got a little bit of specular on it, this particular material. But I guess, yeah, it kind of helps you see some of the stuff that we sculpted on there. And you see the code is actually a lot more simple than what all those crazy pixels were doing to it. So yeah, it's coming together pretty well. Absolutely read the chat, Kier. Don't worry about it. It's okay, welcome. What's up, Kaya? How you doing, man? Stood up and complained that everything hurt. Oh man, you gotta exercise, man. Stay young. Sabrini, Manny, I actually have a serious question. Would it be possible for you to do the stuff that you do with a mouse? You are poor as shit, and you got the programs, but you definitely wouldn't be able to afford a tablet. So I want to know if it's even worth putting the effort into thinking of doing this stuff. Yeah, Sabrina, absolutely you can do it. I mean, some of the brush strokes and things that I do really quickly with the tablet, they're gonna take you a little bit longer to do with the mouse. However, to do like round things that are really hard to do with a mouse and a lot easier to do with the mouse. Whoops. Trying to do a little example like of a circle. If I try to do both with a oh well, the mouse doesn't have pressure, so it's not gonna do the same kind of circle. But yeah, trying to do a circle with a mouse, I mean, I use it like many hours during the day, so that's not half bad. But yeah, if you try to do, you know, doing more circles with your wrist and your hand, that's a lot easier to, you know, get them down or whatever, or do your curves or follow the curvature of things. You know, like I can probably get them like dead on most of the time, unless they're really intricate. But yeah, with the mouse, it'd definitely be a little bit more difficult. Now, what zBrush has is this thing called a lazy mouse, and with the lazy mouse, you're actually able to do straight lines. But see that little red line there that is following my mouse? I don't know if you can see it. You can extend that so it follows way behind, and you're able to do really nice curved things, even though you're using a mouse. So you can still do it, absolutely. You can start learning, and then eventually when you're able to afford a tablet, then you'll get the tablet and you'll be like, oh my god, this is so much easier. But yeah, you can absolutely start learning with it. Bikini armor, so it doesn't work as well. If the well, we're gonna get to whole conversations about the armor in Star Wars, but some armor, if it's made out of what is it Mandalorian armor? It's made out of Mandalore, or this other type of steel. There's two things that can retain blaster fire, and more than anything, sorry, lightsabers. So Mandalorian armor and this other kind of metal that can retain that can repel it, and then other kind of armor is really good against blasters. The Stormtrooper armor is supposed to be really good against most blaster fire, but you see them die all the time in Star Wars anyways. But anyway, if you read more into the lore of it, that's what they're supposed to do. Sova, what's... Do I know how to work with large image 3 by 5 meters, 360 dpi in Photoshop? Your stuff starts freezing and lagging like crazy on your notebook when you're running Photoshop. Okay, so first of all, 360 dpi is way too big. You probably don't want to go that big. You probably, if you're having problems with your Photoshop and you can't work that high, I suggest you go down to 250 or less. I mean, most of the stuff you're supposed to be rendering out at 300 if you're doing print work, which I imagine you're doing print work if you're working at 360 dpi. But yeah, I'd say try lowering that to 300 or 250 or maybe even less, like 220. And you'll still get a really decent print out of those resolutions, man. And your Photoshop won't lag as much. See, the problem with that DPI in Photoshop is you're using a large brush to actually create that kind of space, and Photoshop is gonna crap out on you because it's trying to do alphas with your brushes. And if you're doing alphas on top of using your brushes on huge resolutions like that, you're really overworking Photoshop. You need like a super machine for that kind of stuff. So try lowering that and you should be good to go, man. It's a typography requirement. 360 dpi? Shit, man. Typography. Are you just using text? or actually like drawing this your typography, because that would change a lot of things for your Photoshop to work smoother. Alright, let's get back to this while we answer more questions. We're gonna simplify some of the things, but I mean, after seeing it with that mask on there, we don't have to simplify really. All this stuff is, oh shit, all this stuff is reading out really well already. If anything, we can start doing those buttons. Let's start doing those buttons. Where's my, I have a reference here that I looked online for some different kind of coats. Some different kind of openings for the code. So I really like how simple this is, just like a thicker kind of line with a slit and then the button, the very large button going through it. So I mean, we can make that, the lining on there a little bit larger, like some of these other codes have. Like this one's really nice, but the inside got kind of weird, and it's very just this. I don't know what's up with the cut piece, but this Barbosa from. Actually, no, this is not Barbosa. It's got the stock because the sleeves are open on the coat, like Barbosa from Pirates of the Caribbean. This is more Barbosa's style with a big slit and then a couple of straps kind of holding onto it. That was really, really cool. This is the actual Barbosa coat, I think, or closer to it. Yeah, really freaking awesome. Custom design in that movie was just out of this world, dude. Holy crap. And I kind of like the lines on the back as well in this guy, so I might pull some of those guys into our design. That was a nice pocket, but I'm not sure we decided not to do pockets. So yeah, that's about it. That's about all the reference that I pulled up for this stuff. So yeah, let's just do this stuff by hand. I mean, they don't need to go all the way up either. I think we're just gonna start with them over here somewhere. And I'm not sure how far I want to go with them as well. So let's just try brushing them in and see how far we go with it. I think I want them to be thicker too, just so that they're more visible. Otherwise, it's gonna be pointless. Yeah, see, that's not bad. Not bad. And then we do like a, I don't know if I really wanted to do the silver buttons on him, but maybe no buttons is better. I don't know if the buttons will pull away too much attention from him, from the other pieces. Maybe just slits are better. I'm not sure. I know, yeah, I know you would, Sabrina. Yeah, Kieran, absolutely. That's why we detail it as much as we detail it. One, so that people trying to do models for themselves know how to do that stuff instead of us not doing it all together. And two, if you zoom in, you do see some of that detail come through, especially the way that we bake our stuff. We get all that detail to come out really, really well. So we can use it both for in-game a little bit, and then even more so for when we do our poster work or our loading screens and all that. All those things that require a lot more resolution. So it's good for actually three of those reasons. Great. Hey there, our teacher teaches us the T-pose in school. Is it obsolete? I mean, T-pose is okay, but I don't like T-poses, really. Usually, I mean, this model that you see, like Clinkz here, this is not about it. Because it's got some bends on it, so you can actually model some of the wrinkles on there. But more importantly than whether it's a T-pose or not a T-pose, or the spaceman that they use in film a lot, I'll tell you why they use those things in like the spaceman in film. Or even for other games. I think it's a smarter way to go about doing things. So you gotta realize what position is your character or your main character or whatever character you're modeling, what position is gonna be on the most. So if it's gonna be holding a rifle like 80 or 90% of the time, like a Counter-Strike soldier or Call of Duty or whatever the hell you're doing, you want to model him with his arms bent and not bent, you know, all the way to that position, because then when he stretches it open, then that position is gonna be distorted like crap, right? But you know, bend them a little bit so you can get some really nice, like you see my sleeve here. It's getting really dark because of the camera, but you know, you see those wrinkles of the cloth right there kind of eating into each other a little bit and creating some really nice ambient occlusion and some sections where light doesn't creep into, right? So if you model those into your model, he's gonna be like that most of the time, and it's gonna feel a lot more natural. than if you did a straight T-pose and you try to model them on that, you know, just straight up. It's not gonna look very good. You'll get a better, more realistic feel if you go a little bit more bent, depending on how the model is gonna be looked at most of the time. So just think about that, and then you can get a better pose out of your characters. That's why the spaceman has his legs, you know, folded like almost 50% and the arms folded 50%, right? I think he's like sitting on a chair, right? It's called the spaceman with his legs bent, like he's sitting down and things like that. You get the wrinkles around the crotch area and all those things. Thank you. I appreciate the compliment, Cleaner. Yeah, that's the other thing. The button, I said at like beginning of the stream when we were talking about the buttons, that the button could be like a dark metal or dark silver, or we can just dirty the crap out of it like the code is gonna be, or charred up from all the fire around Clinkz as well, right? Which is what's part of what's creating all the holes around the model. He's all scorched up. In game, he's got a fire effect coming from his chest and up into his face a little bit. So yeah, that's why we're gonna chart up the sleeves and. Yeah, maybe we just make darker buttons if we need to. It would look cool though. Alright, Putt. See you later, man. Thanks for dropping by. We'll see you tomorrow. You'll see more zBrush tomorrow. Probably the do-rag and possibly the gloves. Get those little items out of the way, and then we can just leave the wheel for later or something. Or maybe enemy wanted to grab one of the pieces, so maybe we'll give him a shot and get him to sculpt one of the zBrush items for him. Skeleton boobs. I totally forgot that we sculpted boobs on his back to show somebody had to do that. Don't ask, guys. It's just ignore it. Alright, I think I want to put a seam line on this guy somewhere on his side. Or maybe two of them. Running down this way. Break up the code a tiny bit. Scale this up a little bit more and see if that... Yeah, that's a really good line. Maybe we put a seam line. Do we want to do one here? Let me just test this out real quick. Yeah, I think I want to do two of them. It's gonna look cooler. So I'm gonna pull one here. Crap. Okay, that's not a good line. I got a little too wobbly towards the left. So I'm gonna bring it over a little bit more to the center. So that I can push the other one more into the middle, perhaps. So it's a three-piece seam line. Yep, that one works pretty good so far. And then we have the seam line go... See if this opens up. The seam line probably would get turned over here somewhere. Is this opened up a little bit because of the hole, because of the rip? And we'll move around a little bit to make it look better, but that's a good starting point for it. Now we're gonna do the second one. And we'll do this one all the way back here. With a smaller brush because our view changed a little bit. Pretty good. And then this one got a little bit wobbly because a lot of the things are all over the place, but here we're gonna move them a little bit over. Make them work better. More accurate. Alright, that should give us a really nice little seam line there for our texture. This guy over a little bit, get a nicer curve. Get to feel a little bit more realistic. And I'm pretty sure the dog doesn't need water. That was his plate you guys just heard. I think he's just trying to get my attention. So I think he's got water in there. And if you spill that waterproof, I'm gonna roll you all over it and get your fur to absorb it. I'm not a jerk. But that would be funny. Like, what did you learn? Let's do this embroidery over here. A little bit more serial. Hold on, proof. Can't right now, buddy. And then the buttons, where do we put the buttons? Well, I guess the buttons would just be on one side, but I mean, if you have a fancy code, they put them on both sides, and then they probably maybe interlock way over and create a double-breasted kind of thing. But so yeah, we'll just put them on both sides. It's mirrored, so they have to be on both sides. And they would probably be somewhere in the front over here. Something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's not bad. I am not Sabrina. The dog's just messing with me. Mr. Horizon, why does he look like a pirate? Me or this or Clinkz? We're making a different version of Clinkz, so we're turning him into a pirate, man. That's our design that we're going with. One side would look better. Well, we have no choice, man. It's mirrored, so sorry. Oxidized bronze would look great, you think, or brass? Well, we're gonna have dark metal on him already, so yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe we could put a little color in the front, like a I don't know. I think silver would look really good with his dark colors. But I mean, browns, and he's got the fire as well. So yeah, maybe bronze and oxidized stuff. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right. We'll try it. Is that water for the puppy or a jello shot for the puppy? If the taco is actually from Mexico or a Mexican, like a legit Mexican stand made by Mexicans, taco. If not, a really fancy burger with. I think the best burger that I've ever had is in this. When I go to Comic-Con, we go to this one restaurant. I forget the name of it, but it's on the Strip. And the burger has an amazing patty. It's huge. It's got spices on it. And then they put pulled pork and sauce on top of that with cheese and bacon, and the buns are freaking like actually really delicious as well. Most places usually fuck up the buns, and it also came with sliced potatoes with spices on them as well. And that was the best burger I've ever had. So yeah. And pizza, well, pizza's always good, man. Even crappy pizza is still pizza, you know. But yeah, I mean, pizza's still pretty good, but it's not as good as a burger, a really good burger, or an amazing like Mexican taco. Do I let my dog drink alcohol? No, I don't give him alcohol. Hi, crazy. Hi, crazy. We need to go outside. Should we go outside? Alright, I don't want this dog to freak out. I'm gonna give him some water. I'm gonna take him outside. We're gonna take a short break. We'll be back in like 3-5 minutes. I'm good on drinks. Maybe I'll get a snack or something. But yeah, we'll come back and we'll finish up this coat for our pirate Clinkz. We're already adding some of the buttons here, which I don't know, it looks kind of decent. I'll put a few more, maybe four more. No, 3 more. Yeah, just 3 more I think should do it. And then we'll detail a little bit more of the coat, and we'll call the coat done. But yeah, don't go away, guys. We'll be right back. We're gonna drink with us, and we'll finish this guy up. All right, don't go away, guys. McDonald's or Taco Bell? Oh god. God, I don't eat Taco Bell at all because it's disgusting, and I'm Mexican, so it's kind of insulting. So yeah, I have to go with McDonald's, even though I don't need McDonald's either anymore. I cut it out a long time ago. McDonald's only when you're just desperate and there's nothing else, then you'll have McDonald's. But that's like once in a very long time. I try not to eat it like ever. Alright, be right back, guys.
To the sun that shines, to the moon that follows, to the night that covers, to the day when love
Thank you. Mic's muted. Okay, got it. Thank you. I wasn't saying anything important anyways. I was just having trouble with lining these things up, that's all.
drowning slowly. I'll carry you 1,000 miles and won't let you be lonely. I'll ignite the fire
Not really gonna worry about this stuff. I'm gonna worry about it in the texture, but this will be more of a guide. I'll try and crisp it up a little bit with polish though. It's just a mess. But we're really zoomed in, so. Okay. Want those big shapes. Bad. Mike's totally not muted. It was totally muted. JP Reynolds. Alright, man, awesome. Thanks for coming by, man. Have a good night. Good rest. After we finish this code, I still need to. I'm gonna go downstairs and make some food. And maybe I'll catch some of those games from the ESL. I don't know. See how tired I am. Or maybe I'll play a game of Dota first. As I'm eating. And then pass out. And then go right back at it again tomorrow. A lot less polygons down here, but that's alright. I'm not gonna worry about them. I'll just make them look pretty in the texture. This will give me enough of an idea where the stuff needs to be. Some of this stuff is ripped off, so I'm gonna actually cut some of it out. Whoops. Yeah. That'll work. Alright. Let's ink a little bit of these details too. Make them work. Oh crap, that is way too strong. Why are you so strong at 30? Also, we might add some extra holes on here. Either now or even on Photoshop when we get to it. To the texture part. But it does need a little bit more of the detailed pass that we did on the boots and the loincloth. Little holes, little crap stuck onto his coat. Crab blood, whatever it is. Debris and seawater and salt and who knows, all sorts of stuff. Especially closer to the bottom, to the really raggedy stuff, the pieces that have more interaction with other things that might damage it even more. That's how you figure out where your wear and tear should be on your metals for your robots and your cloth for your pirates and everything else. It's like, how much does this surface area come into contact with other things that this character does a lot of? And you start thinking about what the character actually does, where he travels, what things are around him. You start figuring out where you want that detail to be really easily. See, I even added the current program right underneath the cogwheel, right in there. This is Softimage, or sorry, zBrush. This is Softimage. But yeah, this is zBrush right here, man. I'm gonna add some slashes to this guy too. Oh, not there, that's a bad one. Some battle scars or something to his leather coat. Some of the ones that actually created some of these holes as well. I should check if Ronald Jenkins has some new music. I love his stuff. He's so talented. Oops. That's a bad line. Oh man, it's kinda... No, it's gonna show up fine. I really don't think we need another subdivision. I don't think we do. Oh crap. Let's see, let's blur our eyes and see the alphas at the bottom right now. Do we need something, a larger alpha here? Maybe. Maybe like, These guys are kind of similar to each other right now. Could one of these be larger? Maybe we can extend this guy a little bit more. How about over here? Two large ones here. A lot down here. A little bit plain. see. Question, what are subdivisions? So subdivisions are levels of detail on your mesh. So see, right now we're in subdivision 7. Let me put on this wireframe so you can see more of these polygons. If I zoom all the way and see all these polygons, if I go lower in our subdivision to subdivision number 6, see there's a lot less polygons and less pixels in zBrush. So your subdivision 1 is gonna be our in-game poly model that looks like this. This is what we started with. So all the detail that we're adding right now, with each subdivision and more sculpting and detail, we're able to add more of that detail because we have more vertices and more polygons to move around to create crevices, right? So the higher you go in subdivisions, the more polygons you're adding to your mesh and the more detail you can add to it until we get to our current subdivision right here. So then we can bake this onto our first subdivision and get it looking super cool in game, even though it's just using very few polygons. Uses the normal maps that we bake from all this and fakes how where shadows appear and lighting, highlights, and all these things to create the effect. What's up, Simon? Oh, thank you, Bison. So let's see. Let's unhide. Whoops. Arms, and I want to unhide his gloves too. You guys can see more of the pirateness come through. And let's add a couple of subdivisions to the arms. Stuff should work just fine. Get rid of some of these kinks. Want to get rid of these quads. They are ugly. Easiest way to get rid of them when you're subdividing your stuff, just add a little volume to the inside of each quad and smooth around it. Or if you want to start building out some of those wrinkle designs and volumes at the same time as doing this, that's also possible. Knock out two birds with one stone. I thought about that saying, two birds with one stone. I mean, who's throwing rocks at birds, and who actually hit a bird with two birds with one stone? I don't believe it. I don't believe that ever happened ever. Deep thoughts with Manny. I know, I know. The holes on the cloth is something that I do very often. You like that? Yeah, I guess. Yeah, lately we have been doing that quite a bit. Like with our Legion Commander, we didn't do it on Chaos Knight. Who else has it? The wrappings on our Mummy for Lifestealer. I'm sure there's more, but yeah, I mean those are like with like on. Oh, well, I guess kind of like the holes on the horse, but I mean that's not really cloth, but. Yeah, I mean it's a lot of decrepitness, and the last 3 guys that we made, or at least those guys, like the mummies, decayed and super old. So yeah, we gotta put holes in it. Same with this pirate, and the horse was all like decaying flesh. So yeah, all 3 of those would work out. I think for these gloves, I want to really emphasize his bones. I'm gonna try and sink them in a little bit. Some of his leather. Maybe we can put holes into it and maybe put the bone poking through, but I don't think you'll see it. He's too little. Coming up with these cool ideas, but none of them will work. It's too little for that kind of cool detail. Oh yeah, totally. Shaboody, what up, man? Thank you for the follow. Oh, I haven't finished the coat. I just looked at the glove and I was like, ah, it looks so square. Get rid of the quads. Just get rid of the quads, guys. Well. They're gonna rip up part of his glove there to show the glove, or his bones, I don't know. We'll see. Hey Alchemy, welcome back, girl. Yeah, I know, right? It got late so quick, I didn't even realize. It happens when you're sculpting or painting or doing art. Hours just melt away. It really just feels like I just got started, really. When I look at the time, it's like 2:30 in the morning, it's like... I should probably eat dinner. Me boy's life. Time to go and get back from school. Hard worker Manny. That's the way I've been doing it, Cluty, for a very long time. My first in-house studio that I worked at, I slept like 3 times a week at the studio. At least. Let's see how this thing looks with the folds on it. Almost like a pretty straight loincloth or something, so probably get some lines going towards the tension points up here. And flatten out towards the bottom a little bit. And we can also add some alphas on here if we want to have some decrepitness of like the holes coming through, which I believe we do.
It's all bang, bang, bloody bang.
Manny, how do you paint your textures? Do you do clothing baked maps in Photoshop or painting under the model in 3D Code? We bake our normal map at our ambient occlusion. We paint some lighting, or we bake some lighting maps, and we bring those into Photoshop as layers, and then we start painting, combining those things together, and then painting on top details and yeah, and gradients and all this crazy stuff. So yeah, we don't use any 3D like painting on the model itself. Have a good night, Mr. Forgetful. Oh, absolutely, man. We'll see you tomorrow. We'll be here at some point tomorrow. We'll be sculpting the durag and something else. Well, I guess the gloves. The gloves and the durag tomorrow. Even though I'm kind of getting rid of these quads a little bit already. Whoops. Alright, so yeah, that can be kinda large. It's opening. Alright, I got a little bit of a head start on the glove. It needs a lot of work, but still, it's a little bit of, got rid of the quads. The initial placing of some of the folds. Let's hide those and go back to the code. And we'll hide the wheel and the do-rag and the arrows and his bow, his anchor bow. And what is this? This dagger? Yeah, we have the dagger up there, up high. That's part of the do-rag, I believe. There was, oh, there's the hair and the do-rag. Okay. Alright, Mr. Coat. Let's see what is left to do on you. A little bit of scorch marks and dirt and whatever over here, closer to the carpet section. Almost like a gradient detail detail map, but we're doing it with our sculpt. Excuse me. What the f— I'm working too fast for zBrush. Can't catch up. Crap. Is there some algorithm for laying baked maps on, or you're fine every time new combination? That's a good question, dude. Usually, people will set up their maps differently. The way that I start up, like, this is just in a nutshell, you know, there's a lot more to it, but I usually put out the base color at the very bottom, and I put our ambient occlusion map on top of that at about between 30 to 50%, depending on how strong it is and what kind of contrast you use for your ambient occlusion map. So that kind of gives you a really nice idea of where everything lies. You know, like a dimmed down ambient occlusion pass on the color that you want in your hero. After that, we add some curvature maps. Sometimes I add the green channel from world normal map, so that it only picks up the top highlights, because this is a top view game, so we grab the highlights that hit them from the highest point up towards the bottom, so you get some highlights on the shoulders, on top of the head, you know, things like that. And I put that as a screen layer on very low, just so you get a little bit of that extra lighting in there and some extra shadow on the sections underneath, the armpits, the chin, you know, things like that. And we also have our material light passes that we bake out, and those bring a lot of this detail out of the high poly stuff at the same time. And then once we have all those kind of set up there, we also add gradient passes, so we have a darker bottom, a higher top, add color to that, so we have a little bit of a color to that same shadow, a little bit of purples, maybe some greens, depending on what other colors you have on your character model. And yeah, after that is just like hand painting the highlights, the details, adding new textures, and going from there and going all out. Biggie Banks. It's obvious you're part of the modding community, but do you ever get time to actually do Dota, or to actually play Dota, or what other games are you interested in? Yeah, dude, like I used to play a lot of games, and I try to, you know, play the really cool ones that come out. But lately, I've had zero time to play anything but Dota. My spare time, the little spare time that I find, I'll play Dota. Like, I'll try to play a couple of games a night, or if I don't like, so if we're crunching, I don't get to play Dota for weeks. But when we're just working, like right now, we don't have some crazy deadlines coming up or anything, I can throw in a game or two a night if it's not super late. Tonight, I don't think I'm gonna play tonight, but yeah, I play quite a bit. I just bought this other game that I've been following for a very long time. It's called Stasis. This guy has been working on it. It's a 2D, kind of like 3/4 view game, top view, and he rendered it all in, I think, Maya or Max or something like that, out of 3D elements, and he composited it all together with animations and everything, and the lighting is just phenomenal. Like, this guy is really talented, and he just came out with this game, I think, a few days ago or last week or something like that, and it's on Steam, so you guys should definitely check it out if you enjoy those kind of games. It's called Stasis. So that game, I just bought it, so I'm going to be playing that when I find some time. And I have Aliens Isolation that I haven't played through yet, and I'm sure I have a whole bunch of other games that Metal Gear Solid, I think I'm going to probably pick that up and not play it for months. But yeah, I'm a huge gamer, man, huge gamer. What's needed to do models for the workshop? So you need a 3D model, you need the textures, and you need to skin or rig that model to the skeleton that they provide to you so that it can move with the animations, right? What programs do you need? If you don't have any money, you can get free programs like Blender, and you can get Photoshop, or not Photoshop, but something like Photoshop to texture your model. You can get a program called GIMP. It's similar. So those two programs are free, and with those you can do everything needed for items in Dota. The high poly stuff you can do a little bit with Blender. They have a little bit of a high poly section for it. Not as robust as zBrush, but something to get by if that's all you got. What's up, Alone Chance? How are you, man? Can I explain the world normal map green channel? Yeah, I can show you actually. Let's see here. Let's open up. What did we do last? I'll just open up the mount, I guess. Our Abaddon mount that we just finished. We have a lot of folders here. Holy crap! Just keeps going every year. I'll show you the texture. Alright, I think it should be B or something. C. Alright. Alright, so here is, holy crap, let's get out of the framework. There we go. Alright, we don't need this boot here anymore. I'm gonna remove the boot. No. So here's the crazy texture that we did for our Abaddon horse. It's quite detailed for a Dota 2 model, but it actually, a lot of this stuff actually shows up in game if you zoom in. It looks fantastic. All these glows between the teeth and everything, all this stuff shows up, all these tendons. This gradient of glowiness going from the hoof all the way up the leg into the chest cavity, and the back legs into the butt area and up the thigh, the spine showing through the top of the horse, the rib cage. Anyways, I might have not used it a lot on this model, that green channel. I think I used it somewhere. Let me see where it is. I have a lot of freaking layers. I might have used it as a mask for some of the glows or something. Or the skin, I think I used it. Well, I have a paint layer on top of everything else right now, so I need to hide those guys. Yeah, so these are like super early passes. So actually here you can see some of our light pass with the ambient occlusion attached to it at the same time, like on the skin section. And then all the paint stuff that we did on top of it to make it look like that. But let me see the green channel for you. I'll just do that part again because I'm not gonna find it. So this is a world space normal map. This is what it looks like, and this is a regular the regular normal map that you see in Dota and that everybody uses, right? So if you do a world space instead of a tangent, this is tangent, and this is world space. Don't worry about the difference. You're not gonna use the other one. But yeah, see, you go into the green channel. You copy the green channel from your world space and you paste that on top of your texture here somewhere. Looks like that, right? So right off the bat you can see the green channel here for the normal map. It's making shadows underneath, and it's making stuff on the top lighter. It's just because the way that, you know, the coordinates work, and it just happens this way, right? So if you want to use the top lighting, you grab the green channel and you put that on top of your texture as a lighten or screen. And that's gonna make the top stuff a lot more bright. Now it's crazy bright right now, so what you want to do is throw a brightness contrast modifier on there, or levels if you want to finesse it a lot more, and then start contrasting the crap out of it. Bring down the brightness and push up the contrast, and see, you start getting that highlight on top, just on top of the model, which is showing up completely white right now, but. And then you can mess around with the different overlays for it. Maybe make it a screen layer, and you get more of a gradient behind it. Or you do a color dodge. This is getting super bright. Lighten color. You want the lighten color. And then if you go to the other ones, you can start actually adding the shadows on it too, like a soft light or a multiply or overlay. That's just getting really weird. So you want to use that for maybe masks or something like that. So let's say we use lighten color. We actually start adding colors to that black and white material that you saw before. So say with our highlights we want to add some yellows and some reds and maybe a little bit of a green. And then on your shadows you add some blues. We have a lot of blues. We have even some greens, maybe more teals to go with the lighting that we have underneath there. Alright, and then what we can do is lower the opacity on this pass. We can contrast this a little bit more. Take away some of the brightest brights and some of the darkest darks. And lower the opacity some more. And just like that, you know, we added a little bit of more of a yellowish kind of brightness towards the top. See, if I take this off, you go back to what I had before and see. I mean, right now it's putting a lot of the color onto the black stuff, which I had called out. So here, let me take it off of that flesh and bone. I'll just cut that stuff out completely. And see, right now, if I hide and unhide, you can see the extra brightness that we added to just the top section and nowhere else. You know, the top of the eyes, the bottom part of the eyelid got a lot brighter. Even, you know, I darkened that at some point by hand so that we could get the eye to show up a lot brighter with a darker surrounding, right, to contrast it from far away. But yeah, that's basically what that extra green channel does. You know, I use it often. Most of the time it's not super strong, but it does help you contrast some of the shadows that should be there because the light in Dota is usually from the top. So yeah, that's it, man. Hey, Mirage Fox, you're welcome. Thank you, Twitch Jam. Alright, where were we on this thing? I don't even know. We had the gloves or something. What the hell was going on? We did the belt buttons and things. They are, they're kind of... I guess I need to flatten them a little bit. A little weird. Just so we get a clear normal map out of them. And then we'll make them pretty in Photoshop. I'm not gonna stress about them. See, like at this distance, it's still, even that's pretty good. Just that the top one's so much larger, so maybe we can use an inflate. This guy's a little bit. Whoops. To get a little closer to the scale of the top dude. Alright, that's fine. It'll do the job fine. I don't stress about it. I think we're just adding detail, right, to the coat before we started like working on the gloves a tiny bit. Yeah, we were adding little burnt marks and stuff to the rest of the coat, closer to the burnt sections, like the inner, like this leaf that is completely missing. So yeah, I was adding a little bit of this stuff, like gradient pass of the little circles and scorch marks and dirtiness that we had going on the rest of the model. And I'm doing a little bit heavier on the top section that you see more, and a little bit less to the underneath section, which you see a lot less. So that stuff I'm probably gonna gradient out with a little bit of a darker texture as well, and it's gonna read a lot better. You'll see. So great, like these little detail passes that I do, that do show up, you know, even a little bit. They create that detail gradient instead of just using flat color. You can do that with detail, and use detail, sculpt, or texture to emphasize some areas. You know, like at the top here is gonna bring more attention to your eye and create this crazy detail section, and then smooth it out into the back, which we don't want to be very detailed. So you can do that with volume, you can do it with silhouette. There's many different ways to create contrast. Color, shapes, detail, actual color gradients, not just color. Art is really infinite. This draw shortcut drives me crazy. Start detailing some of the outside here of the coat. A larger piece here got stuck on his coat, some dry blood or something, I don't know. Coat, Manny, coat, not the gloves. I know. Can't help myself sometimes. This gets a little small. We just need a little bit of detail down here, but like I said, not a lot. We want it to be a little bit more dyed down over here, so you see more, you focus more on the top part of the coat. A little bit smaller over here too, in terms of detail. Why would you do that, zBrush? When more stuff kind of like got stuck to his top part out of the rain or whatever I was saying, blood splatter, dirt, sea stuff, see some part, maybe some of those barnacles got stuck on him or something, and definitely add that to the texture. Start adding some barnacles to him, to the top part. Some larger ones in some sections. The top part to create some of that contrast. There's a new thing on for the singles. Oh, like the mount and the hook. Yeah, I think Valve saw some of them and they changed them themselves, I heard. Or no? Am I wrong on that one? Let's take a quick look. What Abyss is talking about. After I save the file. Oh. Yeah, I think barnacles is a good idea. Alright, let's see. Let's see if you guys can see my Dota. I think you guys can. I have to switch to this. Maybe because it's loading you guys can't see it yet. Find out. Do I have custom brushes or do I use the default from zBrush? I have a few custom ones, Sova. Oh crap, you guys can't see this. Will this work? Team Fortress. Shoot. Okay. Oh, I know how it's gonna work. If I maximize this, it's gonna think that it's on top and then you guys will be able to see it. Alright, let's see. New store items. What came out? You lied to me. There's nothing new. It's probably like tournament crap. ESL stuff. It's just the ticket. Yeah, it's got nothing on it. What the hell? Oh no, it's got legendary. Oh no, never mind. Read that wrong. Never mind. Defense Season 5, South Americans Masters 3. Yeah, there's no new items. Okay, let's see. Workshop. View my submissions. This might take us some time. That's a really old TF2 stream. It was when I was messing around with when I was starting to mess around with the OBS and XSplit. I still have that super old thing from XSplit on here. Okay, let's see the mount edit. What? There's no singles on here. Is it just? It must be just on the workshop. It's not actually on the submission stuff. Well, that makes it even easier. That means we don't have to mess around with this. Alright, well, I'll take a look at that later. No big deal right now, Abyss. After the stream, I'll do it. Let's put some more barnacles on this bastard. And barnacles on top of barnacles. So gross. $5:30 in the morning? God damn it, Sabrini. I'll take the blame. I'll take it. And I think for him I want to put the some of these barnacles closer to his neckline so we create the gradient the other way. I don't know. I gotta try it out. Give them some different positions so that they're actually, some of them are facing forward, some of them are facing down, etc, etc. Oops. A lot of polygons there. Polygons anywhere. And with those barnacles, even if we do the coat and we put a little bit of a gradient on the coat to make it look like mossy or anything like that from top to bottom, this barnacles will give us a little bit of a chance to add a little bit extra colors into the coat, which would otherwise be really just boring. Mirage Fox, I don't retopologize anything. I actually build out my models in Softimage first, UV map them, and then I bring them over to zBrush where I do all the detail, and then we just bake that out straight out of that. And we keep those volumes exact, so we don't have to touch anything. Follow Tachi. If we get our models into Dota, then they make it into the Dota store, then we receive revenue, a percentage of the revenue from those sales. But it needs to get into the game first. So right now, for this work that I'm doing right now, technically right now, no, I'm not getting money for it. We have to get it into the game first. Call of Duty, I saw somebody, actually what was it? I think it was Toby1 that posted something about it, and that's where I saw it. I didn't read the whole thing or even watch the video of Jimmy Kimmel being a fucking idiot, because he usually is. So yeah, I mean, he was making fun of gamers and calling parents failures for the kids that were part of like the Dota and the video game tournament scene and all that stuff, and everybody was ripping up Jimmy Kimmel along with Toby1. So yeah, I applaud him for that, man. Good job, man. Jimmy Kimmel's fucking idiot. No idea how big this world is and how many people he offended for no reason on a really bad joke. It wasn't even funny. I mean, it was funny, and you know, he was messing around, but it was pretty, I don't know, man. It's pretty insulting to anyone in the industry. When the video game industry, even on top of, you know, the tournament scene and everything, the video game industry is way bigger than Hollywood. So all the actors and whatever he has on there, the video game industry still trumps all that stuff. So it's like, wake up, dude. You're doing it wrong. Dumbass. Oh shit. I really think I need to go quite a little bit bigger to some of these guys. They look great right here, but even that scale might not show up very well on our bake. So I gotta think the size that's gonna work for our bake. And I do need to go a little bit bigger, so I'm gonna do that right now. A little bit off here. That's alright, you can always fix stuff in zBrush, it's really good about that. Mess up like with your clay model, even like in real life, just throw more clay at it and you fix it in 2 seconds. It's great. This one, what's up, man? We're working a little bit late tonight. I know, right? JK? Yeah, he really put his foot in his mouth. Oh, did Tubby won't get that wrong? That's what I read on his thing. Like I said, I didn't watch the Jimmy Kimmel thing. The jokes were bad. I think he realized that he got it wrong as well, so he kept going just to get people's nerves. Oh, well. Yeah, after everybody like ripped him up, I'm sure he was like, oh crap. I don't know. Or morph targets. Yeah, morph targets are pretty good. It's kind of like a history brush, right? And we're like, oh, not so fast. But I actually don't want, in this particular scenario, I'm actually just adding to it. I don't need to undo stuff, since they're just like little round barnacle things. They're super easy. So it's just kind of increasing their size and adding some other ones on top of them and things like that. Pretty easy stuff. Oh yeah, this is like pretty busy, but I'm doing that on purpose because this is creating a gradient of detail from the inside of his neck to the outside that is gonna be smoother. So this will actually work out really well, even though it's not like all that detail is not gonna show up, you know, really well. But the gradient from this super busy area to the outside, it will be fine. I mean, you'll see the overall shapes, right? I mean, just, it won't be like super, like I don't have to go in here and start like cutting these guys away and things like that. Like all we want is that those big shapes and the normal maps to lift them up a little bit. This will do that work really, really well. Let's put our durag on and see how much that covers. Okay, so the durag covers that inside area, so I'm gonna stop working on that inside area. Worry more about thickening out these barnacles. I think over here, this area. I think that's our butt crashing right now. Yeah. Let me bring the butt back up. Ultimate Twitch bot that crashes. There we go. Back up. Hide the durag again. Your keyboard what? Stop working? Oh shit, the screen's still up. Sorry guys. I was just doing more barnacles. You missed nothing. There you go. Sorry. Thank you. I got it, guys. I got it. We'll do a full stream with just me staring at, or just me on the webcam. You guys won't see the actual program. You guys just see my stupid. What is Manny working on? Can anybody guess? Something with holes in it. Something decrepit and undead. Be a pretty good guess. It's like the last three things we've been doing for the last three models. Sort of. Because I guess the gyrocopter is not that. Have you guys all seen our gyrocopter? It's just a low poly, but it's pretty far. It's almost like the low poly is pretty much done. If you guys want me to bring it up really quick, I can show you. You guys let me know. As I'm just doing little barnacles. We need to go way bigger over here on the code, I think. We have like a whole bunch of them, like almost like creating this kinda almost like a crown, you know, but not on his head, but around his neck. And look kinda cool. Kinda unique. Jesus. Gyro, right. Let's see. Alright, here, I'll bring it up. It'll take 2 seconds. I will save this meanwhile. Switch over to our exercise scene real quick. Alright, so there's our low poly for our Clinkz. And I'll just open up our gyrocopter. Our Viking set for gyro. Here we go. So ignore the super crappy fur on him, it was a test, but it was more than anything to get the spacing right of all these little the quads and these panels to make the fur. It's super crappy, I know, but don't worry about it. Anyways, yeah, we have a longboat, a Viking boat with some poor man shields on the sides. He's got his cannonball in the back, on the sides to fire. He's got his oars, new Viking curved blade. Got a little lantern on the right side there, which I need to fix. This wire needs to go over. Actually, no, wait, where is that? I must have modeled it somewhere else. Here it is. You should be on, what part are you? That's the back, I think. Put you over here. There we go. But yeah, I was playing around with the height of this thing. I had it a lot larger before. So I kind of shrunk it a little bit and brought it in as well, so you can see the new one right under here as white. Just so that it was a little bit shorter. I didn't want it to stick out too much farther than the regular model does for gyrocopter, which looks something like that, right? So I want to create a huge volume in the front to make him look bigger. These are on the same volume right now, so this smaller one kind of works. But with the smaller one now, I need to kind of change the direction of this wires a little bit, so that it still attaches to the dragon head here. There, that kind of works. There we go. And yeah, he's got a little Viking hat and his huge braided beard that's gonna go on the back and use the bones that are physics bones that are usually used for his scarf. So that's gonna look super iconic for this set. And also he's got all his loot that he's been stealing inside of his boat. He's kind of like swimming in it. So that's gonna look pretty cool. And then I still have to. This is still a placeholder. I need to make an actual a cool barrel that will be the explosive barrel for him. It's like one of their ale barrels, but it'll be full of explosives instead. So yeah, that's what we got going for him. Back to some barnacles. And I think I'm going to put a lot less on the rest of the coat. But just a few more around the shoulder area, maybe a little bit here on the chest, and then just dye them down as it goes down lower. And then down there will be more like the alpha section. That'll create something pretty neat, hopefully. Also in Photoshop I can kind of paint some of this stuff out so that not all these like harsh lines show up from the ambient occlusion. Maybe just more on the outside, and then they have more of a gradient and more of a painterly look on the inside. And it should work out. And we're back to black, of course. Let me bring up zBrush, thank you guys. See, with OBS I have that stuff set up automatically, so it recognizes the program in it, it switches the scene. With with XSplit it doesn't do that, so that's why you've been seeing a little bit of the black screen tonight. That's alright, you guys are all over it. You guys got this. Hell. You jerks. You're a bunch of trolls, that's what you guys are. And I love it. Hey Digitalist, yes man, I know. We're gonna be finished pretty soon here, but just getting this code finished up. Yeah, OBS is having problems with the OpenGL driver, so Photoshop and XSI don't work. We could be working on zBrush on there, but if I wanted to go back and show you guys the stuff that I've been showing you in Softimage, it would run, OBS would run like total crap. You get like 10 frames, anyway between 20 and 10 frames, or less, like sometimes 7 frames, and I was like, I can't stream with this shit. So that's when I went out and bought XSplit for 3 months, and hopefully in 3 months OBS can get their shit together and put out the new version where it works with Windows 10. If not, I'll just renew my XSplit license. Getting a nice gradient going here. Put some more barnacles in this bastard. Stacked ones look really good. Have I tried Maya 16? I have not. I saw a video with some of the features that they were trying to put into it, and some of those features look actually pretty cool. But I haven't tried it, so I can't say. You thought I was gonna rip it up, didn't you, Sabrina? Yeah, see, I'm up to date on stuff. I know what's up. We also could have made an alpha for all these barnacles with zBrush, and that would have been like a lot faster, but most of the time I like, especially for Dota, which is really small kind of stuff, I want to have more control over it. And also when you do stuff by hand instead of using just alphas for all the crazy detail, I mean, it takes you a lot longer, but you end up with something that looks a lot more organic, and you're able to plan your stuff out a lot better than having to make settle, or you know, make sacrifices for speed. So I mean, you gotta gauge when you have deadlines, then you start using that stuff a little bit more. When you don't, and you wanna make everything a little bit more organic, then you can go this route. Even Mayans? I can't hate on Mayans. Those are my people. The Aztecs and the Mayans, absolutely. I don't hate Moto. I don't hate Mightwave. What? Hey, wow. Welcome to the stream, man. Thank you for the follow. Alright, let's see. More barnacles and we should be good. Be all barnacled out. And I'm getting really freaking hungry. I'm gonna make some pasta downstairs. Some laksa, some Korean noodles. Throw some shrimp in there. And I wish I had more episodes of Rick and Morty to watch, but I'm all caught up. I both seasons on iTunes, and I've been watching them at night, and I'm all caught up. I wish there were more. It's like my favorite show now. It's so clever. I love it. If you guys haven't watched it and you think it's a ripoff of Back to the Future, that's what I thought, and that's why I didn't watch it for the longest time. It's not that. It's just the characters, you know, they have that look, and that's obviously where the guy, you know, took inspiration for their design. But the actual show itself is just so freaking smart and unique and clever.